You are here because the outside world rejects you.
Let's do it.
All right, so the time has finally come for me to start working on setting this up because she has outgrown this cage and she needs more of this vertical space, and I want to give it to her because when she eats from these perch, she ends up mostly laying on the ground, and I don't want that for her. So we're going to work on building this today. That's going to be the video. I have all the stuff I do believe to finally put this thing together. You can see that it's on a wire rack. I'm going to use that box, to make a template to fit inside here so I can put my perches in, so that way they're pretty much straight across as much as I can be. And yeah, so we're going to finally get her in her new enclosure, and much overdue. I agree. So let's just hop into it and start working on this. Okay, so what I need to do now is we're going to measure this, which is it's an 18 by 18 by 36 Exoterra. I'm going to then cut this box and use as much of this as I can. And then on here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark where I want my perches, the perch that's going to be in there, where they're going to be located. I'll mark it here, probably remove it, and then use the piece that I'm going to adhere to the side of the glass will be marked by this. So this is the template. And once I do one side, then I bring it over to the other side, and then that should keep everything quite lined up, because I want to use the method where you use PVC pipe and then you have the little couplers stuck to the thing, so that way you can remove perches if need be. And I've got, for her size or where she's at, she's kind of, for the recommendation, there's like 2 sizes. So what I did was I purchased both. I purchased both of those dimensions. So here's the smaller size that is recommended, and here is like the larger size that is recommended for her. And so what I'm going to do is these will be the perches that go in there, and then I want to be able to move them around, and because I want to see what perch she likes. And like, let's say she favors this big one. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it at the different spots, because it's going to be different levels in the thing, and I want to see if it's the perch or if it's the level in the environment that she's favoring. And then we can kind of go from there. If it turns out she doesn't really like the smaller one, and she often perches on the larger pipe, then we'll just get rid of all the small ones and replace them with the larger diameter, or vice versa. Whatever she seems to favor, that's what we're going to do for her. But I'm going to give her options to be in the beginning, so that way she can choose what she wants, and what she wants to use, and we'll go from there. But so that's what I got to do now. This is the box. This is the box. This is the wire thing that the wire rack that the cage is sitting on. So we're just going to use this big piece of cardboard to make our template, to be able to put these perches in like they need to be. Open that up. So we do have a styrofoam back in there. For now, I'm going to leave it. I might do something different. I have some ideas, but I'm still working out how to execute the look I want. So for now, we're just going to leave that there. But so we're going to roughly be, so if we make this cardboard piece 16 and line it up here at the front, we'll close this, line it up here at the front, and then do the same on this side. That should keep everything as close to as parallel, straight across, whatever. So we're gonna go 16, and then of course this is 36. But if I make it, I don't have to go higher than 33, because I want to be able to drop down a few inches, probably 4 inches from the top, which should be enough, because we've got the heat supply there for her to perch under, to rest under when she wants it. As you can see, that's kind of what we've got going here. We got the gradient. We won't quite get the gradient from side to side on here, but we're going to get vertical gradient. She's going to be able to move up and down within the enclosure to set her temperature, which I think is probably a little more realistic for them in the wild, because as they go up, they're going to encounter more heat and it's going to be drier air. And then as they come down, it's going to be slightly cooler, slightly more humid, just as she was going up and down in the canopy of a rainforest. So kind of, at least that's my thoughts. Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. Seems to make sense, but that's what I'm going with. Not to say that this doesn't work either, but you know, it's just, I think this is a slightly better idea, so that's what I'm going with. Okay, so I got the cardboard fit to the inside like I want it to. These are the pieces that I'm going to mount to the side of the glass, and these are what the perch will rest in. It'll slide in there and then drop down onto this one. These are for shower curtains, I believe, or maybe just regular curtains. I don't remember exactly. But anyways, these are what we're going to use silicone, and we're going to glue these to the glass. So what I want is to make certain that we're pretty straight across. So that's where this is going to come in. I'm going to mark my locations on this cardboard, and then I'll cut it out and then dab some silicone on here and push it in, and then just simply then once that's all done, bring it straight over, and then that will keep it lined up on this side, and then I'll just put the opposite one over there, and then that should keep everything together enough that these should work and be relatively straight across. It doesn't have to be absolute, but you don't want it to be like this, you know. I mean, you don't want it to, because that pipe isn't going to sit crooked in there, so you want it kind of as close as you can get it. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take measurements. I'm going to mark this cardboard where I want the perches. Obviously this first one's going to be probably right there at the top, but maybe I do one in the front, one in the back, one in the middle. I think I got enough to do 4 perches this style, so I'll figure out my placement on there, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here's kind of the pattern I came up with. We're gonna have one kind of toward the top. Again, this is 4 inches from the top, pretty much dead center across the middle. And I've got one off to the side and another off to the side. So it's kind of like a zigzag pattern. That way, you know, nothing is like straight above, you know, because again, go across here, and you know, she can zigzag her way. And if she eats off of one of these, chances are, you know, she can hang straight down and eat a little more convenient for her, as opposed to like hitting the ground like she does in there. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to cut these out so that when I put this back in there, all I got to do is put silicone on the back and then just push it through. And then once we're done, just bring this straight over to this side. And then of course, because we cut the holes, we'll do it on this side as well. And then that should keep us fairly straight to where we want these perches to be going across at. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll get back with you. Okay, so as you can see, I got the cardboard in. We've got the holes cut into place to fit the brackets here. You can kind of see that I've already done the one side. I'm using this. I'm not going to say this is the right stuff to use. I'm just going to give it a try. It seems like it would work, but no more than what I'm putting on back here. All it really does is, this says that it's a clearer than silicone, but it's where did I see it? Strong multi-surface adhesion, ultra flexible with crack proof, even in cold weather, which I'm not really in cold weather, but anyways, I'm just giving this stuff a try. If you find just simple aquarium silicone that would actually work, I couldn't find any. So this is what I went with. It's supposed to be, it should be pretty good. Should be decent enough anyway. So again, I'm just going to put some of this on the back here, and we're just going to line it up with these holes, which should line it up with them, because I just brought the cardboard over. Don't flip it, don't rotate this. This has to go from here straight over for them to line up, because if you flip this over, the holes are gonna be misaligned. So you just put it on one side and then bring it straight over. And if you have anything like reference to like the front edge or something, go for it. But again, remember that orientation has to stay the same. Don't spin it. So it's just gonna be simple. There's actually a little hole, and what I found with that side is when I put it on here, some of that actually comes out through here, which is nice, because then you just spread it around, and then it actually should help be an anchor point. So we're just going to give it a good amount all the way around. Oh, you can't see it. There we go. All the way around. And then I'm just going to simply, if I can stay out of the way, we want the back hole, and just simply put it in there. Boom. Easy as that. And when I put it to the glass, I also spin it to just to help spread that, because it's already going to spread once you press it. But if you rotate it, you should really give a better connection. And once I get these done, we can look at it at the side, and you can see how that's going. Again, do this again. This time on camera, I suppose, would be helpful. I kind of just go through the middle, and around that little dab. There we go. And again, same thing. Now this isn't absolute foolproof to be exact, but it should get us close enough that it shouldn't be a problem. It might be just slightly off, but this will be a whole lot better than just trying to eyeball it straight across. I suppose you could also cut your pipe to length, put your pipe in, and then put it in, but that'd be a different way to try it. So again, got 4 of these to do, so we'll just go ahead and hurry up and get this done. So we can get this part done. This also has low odor. Is that what it said? Oh, maybe it was the other one I was looking at, but that was actually caulk. That wasn't a silicone thing. But so once I get these on, it's going to be it for about at least 24 hours. We'll see. We got to wait for the smell to be gone before we move on to the next, because it does have a bit of an odor, but not as bad as silicone. Sometimes silicone can be real bad. This isn't as bad as silicone. Oh no. Okay, so I just noticed that these are actually sliding under their own weight. So we're going to use some tape to help hold them in place until it cures. Now I'm gonna leave the tape loose enough so that way it doesn't actually get stuck in the silicone itself. I'll show you here in a minute. I just happened to look back and seen that it had silicone, so that means it's doing it on this side as well. Well, that one stayed. Let's go ahead and take this off. I taped the top of this cardboard just to help hold it in place. So there it is. Let's see. Well, it's like the first three kind of moved, but the fourth one I did, which was on the bottom, that one has seemed to stay put. And as of right now, these four look like they stayed put. Maybe I put too much of the silicone on there, and we were just sliding off of that. No, didn't mean to do that, but just as a precaution, we're gonna just put a strap on there. I'll show you what I'm doing here in a minute. I really didn't think this was going to be necessary, but I guess it is. Two more to do. Okay, so here's what I did. You can see I left a gap because I didn't want the tape to be stuck in the silicone. So we left a gap, just enough pressure from the tape to hold the thing in place until it cures. And see where this one slipped a bit, but let's go around this side and take a look. But you can see, oh, this one is a little bit better. You can kind of see some of the air bubbles that did get trapped in there. You can see it did slip just a little bit. But I think we'll be all right. So again, so this side, well, I'll show you when we get done, but you see this is an open one, so it slips in, and this is the closed side, so it just goes in. But all right, so we'll come back in a day or two, but it'll be in the same video for you guys, and we'll pull this tape off once everything is securely adhered. Okay, so this is the stuff I was using, and as we can see, it does not work. It actually dropped off under just the weight of just a single rod. It fell off. So this was a fail. This stuff will not work for this. Even with these, like, you know, there's a little bit of play on there, but otherwise, yeah, we'll have to do something different. We'll start over and get actual real silicone to finish out this project. But for now, I think this is going to be it for the video. But we can, okay, so I can at least show you what I'm trying to do. So you just slide that one in, and then this one goes over the top, and then it rests on there, just like that. So, but yeah, this is the next day, and we're, oh, this one actually isn't too bad. Maybe this one just didn't have enough. Maybe this one just didn't have enough material on it that it made it fall. It's actually still kind of sticky. I mean, they all move just a little bit. You can kind of see where it did drip down, or slumped down, or if you want to say. All right. Well, maybe it was just this. Maybe this one just didn't have enough. enough material on there, because it is, I mean, it does feel a little tacky, but to itself. Because this one's actually pretty good, and this one was flexible. Because this is 2 days later. I mean, I could get it off if I really wanted to, but you can do that even with silicone. All right, well, let me retry this one. Let me try to glue this one back on, and then we'll go from there. This video is probably getting a bit long, so we're gonna end it here, and then the next video we'll pick up from we'll glue this one on again and give it a try, and if it doesn't stick, then we'll move on to some silicone, some legit silicone. But I don't know. All right, so maybe it's not 100% fail. Maybe I just didn't put enough on for this one, because these ones all seem to be pretty good. And this is a couple days later. Yeah, no, they're not moving at all. So this one fell. So it was like 24 hours. Like the next day, I cut this pipe, and what I had done was I just simply placed this in here, and while I was cutting the next pipe, I heard it fall. So maybe it takes more than 24 hours to fully for the hardness to really set in, because these are actually in there pretty good now. Those don't want to move. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fix this. We're gonna end the video here with me just applying a whole lot more of that glue on here, if you want to call it that, and then I'll put it back in place. Next video we'll pick up from what's going on, and that one for certain will let me know if this is a fail, because I'm gonna cut the rest of these pipes and put them in. I'm just gonna let them sit at least under the weight of that. And then maybe what I'll do is I'll put some type of weight on there, so that way I can test it. So I'd much rather it not fall when the snake is on there. So, but I don't know. I'm kind of think this is going to be all right. Those are on there pretty good. Because when this one fell off, I was checking these other ones, and they did have a little bit of wiggle to them. Like when I could rock it and almost just peel them off. But that was a couple days ago, and now they seem to be pretty secure. So maybe this stuff will be all right. I'll let you know in the next video how I feel about this. Right now I'm still on the fence, but we'll revisit this in the next video. So for now, this is where we're gonna leave it. Part 2 will be coming soon as obviously the progression is further along, and I've got something to show and report on. So till next time, later.
Shut up and sit down.